Hello everybody, it's been a long time since we've made a tutorial, so let's get back in the habit. Crafting systems is a question that's come up a little bit recently, so I made a tutorial about it. If I go into play mode, I'll show you what this product does. It's far from elegant, but it does the job. As you can see, there's a few items dotted around in this play space. I've got some items that represent kind of ammo containers. I've got some items that represent healing items, and I've got something that represents a weapon. I'm going to take an item and put it into the crafting zone, which is just located here. You'll notice it despawns. If I pick up a second item, there's a crafting zone kind of here and here. Doesn't matter which one I use. If I put it in there, you'll see that that's spawned in a gun. If I take two healing items, I can take two healing items, which in this game it spawns in an ammo item. And the sky's the limit with what you do with that system. I'll show you how it works. To start off with though, the kind of system itself, I have an empty game object with a script called crafting system, which I'll talk through in just a second. I have two socket interactors, one on the right, one on the left, which are designed to accept the objects that you're using for crafting. And then I have another socket interactor, which is also the spawn point where the new object that's spawned in will be created. There is nothing special about these socket interactors, apart from the two crafting ones have been set up to have an interaction layer mask, which I created, which is called craft items, so only craftable items can go in there. You make a interaction layer mask by adding a layer, giving it an appropriate name, and then on those layers choosing that from the drop down. Easiest way to do this is to select nothing and then only the item that you want. Then what you've got to do is to make sure that your items that you wish to go in those crafting spaces on its XR grab interactable has an interaction layer mask which contains default, because we need that for the hands to grab it, as well as the craft item interaction layer mask. The actual crux of the crafting system is that there are three things that can be counted. They're just integers. How many items have we put to kind of create a gun? How many items have we put in that might create a heal item? How many items have we put in to create ammo? Then what I've got here is three slots for prefabs for what objects should get spawned in if I'm spawning in a gun, a healing item or an ammo item, and then a socket, a location, a transform for the spawn point it will spawn into. If I just show you again in the asset space down here, I've got three prefabs which I've created, which are these items here. And all that's happening is when I use my crafting system, these are the items that were dragged into these slots and they get spawned in. So let's look at the code. The code itself is not my finest work, but it does the trick. I've got three integers for the gun item count, heal item count and ammo item count. They're all initialized to 0 because we don't have any items currently being put into our socket. We've got our slots for our three game objects, our gun, heal and ammo items, and then the spawn point, and that obviously matches these items that we see over here. This is where the magic happens. I've got a public void add craft item function. Let's just see if I can get rid of this restore up thing. That's slightly annoying. So you'll notice that this function has a select enter event args followed by an E. An E is just the name I've given to the data that's getting passed in when we select something into the socket. But anytime we try and attach something to a socket to say do something when it is selected, i.e. something's placed into it, we need to pass in select enter event args. I'm then using tags to control what got passed in with the object, which I'm just using E as a reference to that. So what we're doing here is take the interactable object, see what its tag was, and if that tag equaled ammo item, in that case destroy the item that got passed in because I want it to be despawned. Increase the ammo count. Now again, in my system here, what I wanted to do is to keep a tab of how many ammo items have gone in, and then if that was above 2 or more, instantiate, in this example, the gun. So 2 ammo items make a gun in my system. And then we reset the ammo count back to 0, so you can't just keep adding one more item and it would be above the threshold and then it would go over there. Notice I've got an if statement that covers what happens if we pass in ammo items, in which case the ammo count goes up. And then I've got an if statement still in the same function that goes, well, what if that tag had the healing item tag? In which case I'm going to take the heal item count to go up if that's above 2 or whatever you want your threshold to be. Instantiate, in this example, the ammo item. So you cost 2 healing items to give you a bit of ammo. And you can imagine multiple if statements carrying on after this. If it was a gun item, increase the gun item count. If the gun item count is greater than or equal to whatever value you like, spawn in whatever it is you wanted to spawn in. So it is just really important that inside of Unity, each of these items have a tag. So the ammo item in this case, because that's what it's looking for. And it's really important as well that the prefabs that get spawned in also have that same tag. You don't want to run the risk of the items that you've spawned in can't be used in your inventory system to generate more things, or crafting system I should say. That's basically all there is to this system. It's far from elegant and you could evolve it if you wanted to. There's no reason to have 2 socket interactors as the crafting items. I just did because I thought it gives the player a little bit of variety. And then just each of those socket interactors that you've got, make sure you open up the interactor events, go down to the select event, and all I've got going on here is clicking the plus icon. I'm dragging in the crafting system. I'm then choosing from the function the crafting system script, and I'm choosing add craft item. Just be aware that the crafting system itself needs to have that script attached, so make sure that script is on there, and you've set it up with all of the objects so there's nothing in there that's saying none. So you need to have a location for your spawn point, the items that would get spawned in, and see those variables there. Hopefully that's been useful for you, and good luck making really good crafting systems.